What are your concerns about what has been happening in Iran?
Well, there are so many concerns. The recent conflict in Iran has deeply shaken many Iranians. The destruction, the devastation of critical infrastructures, the absence of safe shelters for civilians, and the complete lack of emergency alerts and notifications during the attack placed innocent lives in grave danger, resulting in many casualties. One of the most alarming concerns is the possibility of this war escalating and becoming prolonged. The complete shutdown of communication, internet, telecommunication channels has left millions unable to reach their loved ones, amplifying fear and helplessness, especially for Iranians outside the country like myself. There has been a tightening of restrictions inside Iran, and it seems that fear is being weaponized as means of control. The already dire economic situation has worsened, increasing the suffering of ordinary Iranians who are struggling to survive. Also, the physical, emotional, and psychological toll is immense. This crisis has triggered widespread collective trauma, particularly among children and vulnerable communities, robbing any sense of security and peace they had left. At the heart of it all, we at SAT-7 PARS stand with the people of Iran as always, giving them a voice at this dark time. We are here for those in distress with Christ's message of love and peace.
What are you hearing from viewers inside Iran?
Well, we receive a wide range of messages, both from independent news sources from Iranian and directly from people inside the country. Many citizens express a sense of relief at the weakening of the regime's military and government forces. For them, it wasn't just about external conflict. It was about the system that has long oppressed them. Again and again, we heard this sobering refrain: the real enemy is within. Meanwhile, the messages we are receiving from Christian believers and SAT-7 PARS viewers reflect something deeply different. They are grounded in faith and filled with prayer. Prayers for the safety of the country and the Iranian people, for God's protection and for trust in His sovereign and good will amid chaos. We are witnessing a powerful unity among believers crying out daily for freedom and justice. Their longing is for the grace, mercy, and healing light of Christ to be poured out over the nation.
Is the Christian community being affected in any specific way?
Yes, unfortunately, the Christian community in Iran is being impacted, like the rest of the communities, and in deeply concerning ways. According to early reports, several Christians are believed to have lost their lives during the 12 days conflict, although verified numbers are still unavailable. What has become more evident in the aftermath, however, is a sharp escalation in pressure and repression targeting religious and ethnic minorities, often under false accusation of espionage or betrayal of the nation. This wave of persecution has placed many, particularly Farsi-speaking Christians, at serious risk of arrest, imprisonment, and even execution. The situation is especially alarming given the regime's long-standing pattern of labeling Farsi-speaking Christians as Zionist missionaries. In the current climate of fear and instability, such accusations are being used as pretext for intensified crackdowns. As a result, concerns about torture, forced confessions, and potentially deadly consequences for members of the Christian community have grown significantly.
How can people pray about the situation?
Well, there are lots of things to pray about when it comes to Iran and the people. Please pray for divine intervention and God's protection over innocent lives, especially children, the elderly, and those without voice during violence and unrest. And also please pray for healing from trauma and the Lord's comfort and restoration of those wounded or mourning the loss of loved ones. Also, please pray for the church. Pray that the Lord will surround believers in Iran with courage, wisdom, and divine peace, even in the face of threats and persecution. And please pray for unity, justice, peace, and lasting freedom for Iran, and to end an oppression, and for future where truth, dignity, and human rights are upheld across Iran. And please pray for spiritual awakening and hope in the midst of chaos, and that in the darkness hearts will turn towards the light of Christ, and may God reveal himself to those who seek his refuge and shelter. And please pray for hope, reconciliation, and peace across Iran and the wider Middle East region, so scarred by conflict. May one day be known for love, restoration, and redemptive power of God across the entire region and world.